like a teenager.
Yeah. One that didn't pay.
The confidence that you were making those selections. Hey, Ryan.
Alright, so get that, we'll pause that. Yeah, amazing. Yeah.
This is printed, does it look weird or have I been humping diesel?
You've been housing these, let's just go with that.
This one's easier to.
Yeah,
read.
that's why I gave you the other one.
I was
Okay.
looking at it going, oh.
Yeah.
In
I don't
landscape,
know what
they
it
all
is.
line up, but.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, when I transfer it, make it from Excel and send it into, make it a PDF and. Wow.
Feeling pretty dry. Underneath your
Yeah,
boat.
yeah.
That
We're
looks
hauled
pretty
out.
good, hauled out, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
280.
280,
Yeah, less than the Cappy G.
wow,
One turned out to work
Huh.
137 or something.
Yeah.
you were pretty dry, like
Yeah.
your tanks and stuff
Yeah.
are down.
Yeah, I've got, all my fuel on the starboard side right now. Clean that out and then have Peterson come down and take a look at drinking my fuel tanks.
Oh.
And so then I can
Have more fish hold or?
have more fish hold, yeah, pack another 50,000 pounds, should be great. And,
Yeah.
and then also not have to worry about making weight, you know, it's just an easier,
Right,
to go through. It's just ridiculous.
how much fuel can you pack right now?
14,
Oh, that's way more than you need. Actually, kind of a pain in the ass to be over 10,
yeah, so I'm gonna go for
if you
6,
tell them you're.
yeah. I'm gonna go for 6, I mean, I only need to get through one
Yeah.
a year, so it's not really that big of a deal.
You were.
Yeah, sometimes it's nice to stay ballasted, like.
But I only have 2 tanks, one saddle tank on each side, so
Oh,
it's
okay.
like not.
That's not an
It's-
issue.
I either need to stay all the way full, I don't like being empty, so I want it to be fish hold. So I can stay tanked, it's fine in the harbor, but, leaving there, the harbor, I want it to be tanked down.
You were 140 when you got hauled?
Yeah,
Yeah, so you
yeah,
dropped,
it's about the same, I
Yeah.
mean,
280.
you dropped some weight, but yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I
Being
being
light.
less fuel
Yeah.
on.
Just
right
watch those carbs.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I was gonna put 4 fuel tanks in, and just because of the cost, I think I'll probably just do 2 again. I'll still, the fact that they're 20 feet, 25 feet long, these tanks. There's no head pressure, I gotta have a lift pump to feed my filters.
Oh, well,
Because it's,
They're so low, yeah.
1,500 gallons on either side I can't get to,
yeah.
Right.
it's ridiculous.
Huh, that's
So. I was gonna put 4 1,500 gallon tanks, but I think just 3,000, 3,500 gallon tanks is more than appropriate for
Yeah.
what I'm doing. I mean, that'll still get me to Seattle in one trip.
Yeah, that was the deal, like the Osmo, well, I don't know. And I think it'd be as efficient as it, but it was. 2,500 gallon tanks, I could go to Seattle and back to Seattle and back, like,
Yeah.
it's rated pretty much 1 gallon miles, so
Oh, wow.
1,500 gallons to Seattle.
Yeah. Yeah, I might be, twice that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I would think.
I think my rolling shocks are not helping my speed. I know Tom Branshaw, he had me like 7 kids off, they slowed him down like a knot with rolling shocks. If they're just tacked on there by somebody that's got a, bag full of meth and a welder, then, they might do the purpose, but they're not hydrodynamic.
Right. Yeah.
So. I mean, you think about stabilizers, it's all drag, right? So.
Right, it's all drag,
Yeah.
yeah. Huh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
That's the one thing I was thinking of putting on the Betty was rolling chalks.
I mean, they help, they're great.
And if they're positioned right, they also say, it's always a bad idea on the big road to go drive, but they give you a fighting chance.
Yeah. And we can lift on mine, I mean, there's fine, the straps can lift on, so. Yeah. Pretty exciting though, to be here. Here. It's, I mean, I was just, I was pretty pumped, like, just.
I bet.
Cloud nine, cause I didn't make any plans even to pressure wash, it was like.
Oh, this was the big plan. After
Just
this,
like-
I don't know. Maybe we could call Hein, he might have some blocking.
I did get some things in order, but it was just like, I mean, I was confident, but I don't wanna be
Right?
realistic.
Well, and then you kind of jinx yourself if you got too much, you
Yeah,
know,
exactly.
too much figured out ahead of time.
Yeah, we did have to move the straps some, but it picked the straight in the middle. We got pictures, we got all this stuff.
Now it's just
Now it's
routine.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. Ready, Karen?
Ken didn't think you'd make it,
Right.
hey, so we're, don't know if that clock is right, but we're. Is somebody on,
No. I had the volume up.
okay, well. Let's call to order the Harbor Commission regular meeting, October 8th.
Give me 1 second. Learn how to start this. Okay. You can do it now.
There's Brandy. What a roll call.
Andy Craig,
Here.
Ryan Tootsie,
Here.
Ken Jones. Ryan Cruton,
Here.
Derek Collins.
Here.
Okay. We have an agenda in front of us.
To approve the agenda.
Second.
Move in second. Anybody opposed? Hearing none. Agenda is approved. We've got minutes from the special meeting. And, I don't know if you guys had a chance to look them over, but thought it summed up the discussion. But I take a motion to approve the minutes.
Motion to approve the minutes.
Second.
Any discussion of the minutes or changes and see anything that you guys didn't?
Name misspellings aren't really an issue, it's just.
Did we spell yours wrong?
No, gelato, I mean, it's a hard.
Oh, yeah, that
Yeah.
one, yeah.
Not
Brandy's-
under
yeah.
reference.
Yeah. Brandy's like, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Anybody opposed to approving the minutes? Minutes, visitors, please. Be orderly, papers. Okay. Takes us to the harbor masters.
Really short, the normal things, rounds, restrooms, cleared, cleaned and restocked. Men's room drain, sink drain, and, all our old pieces that we've been saving for the South Harbor before it was replaced. Get rid of all those rusty parts that we were like, oh, I might need them later on, so. Cleared out a couple truckloads at least of that from the refuse department. Picked up trash around the harbor and shipyard. Met with the Clean Harbors program, Alaska Clean Harbors. They've been around for years. They kind of went away for a little bit. But they're gonna provide, we're gonna try to become a clean harbor. They have different levels. It used to be just one, you became like a gold member, you were completely clean. Kind of bothers me in some ways, you know, it's like the harbor's clean at times and you look other times, you're like, it's not so clean. And that's what I said to them, I said, that's where all the harbors are, especially in, you know, Alaska. So they got different levels. We're gonna look at doing some levels and get a bunch of signage. different things like that, so, but,
What
You
is
could do better. you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's room for
yeah.
improvement, for sure.
So.
what does it achieve, or what does it get us?
A lot of it's signage and, you know, maybe you can get some grants for helping to clean things up, stuff like that, so. Having that title could definitely help you out, so.
Could we get some little like boom skirts for the sea otters as they swim around and we could switch them?
They already have it naturally. But yeah, so, yeah, I talked to them for a little while.
Absorbents?
Yeah, attended city budget meeting in council. So Calvin from Custom Hose and Tube and Hose or whatever, so of course, he's been working on our cranes, drive down cranes and all that, and,
Those things.
so we already had to take one off the 2,500 pound crane, because the seal was leaking on it. We took the one that's in the backyard that's gonna go to the 3-stage dock, took that winch, put it on that one, but everything's proprietary to Aurora and very expensive. So we ordered a PL5 for that, and then next year we'll probably order another one to have in stock if we need it. It's just, they're so much cheaper.
There's no warranty on them?
Everything's proprietary to Aurora.
Big filters and everything.
So like,
Calvin, we changed the oil in it when they said there might be contamination, so we changed the oil and filters and everything. And it was, to get one from Aurora is like $400 something for the hydraulic filter. You go to Napa, you get it for $100 something or whatever. Same filter, but it says Aurora. And we have a whole parts list from Aurora. You know, we couldn't believe the price of them, so.
wow, so I wonder if they were like a cheaper front end cost than, or, because they were not selected by us, they were selected by Tourniquet.
Right, by the contractor, yeah,
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 it was, we said 2,500, 10,000.
yeah,
We got these.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
we're
they're right.
so far not
No,
too excited about.
no,
these
and I still haven't
things.
got a response on them. Well, I've got a response, but not the one I'm waiting for the 10,000 pound one, it's noisy as can be, you know. They say it's contamination, I'm like, no, it's not. It's not, so,
Hmm.
but yeah. And then, also talked to Calvin, because I can't remember, I think it's just the 2,500, it's really fast. So he's gonna buy the flow valves for it, that he can adjust it, because right now it doesn't have that adjustment on it, so. Just to slow them down a little bit, because they are,
Yeah,
it's pretty fast.
people pull the thing full tilt,
Yeah,
it's not
So,
good,
yeah,
everything.
so.
Especially on the 3-stage, probably when it goes up there, it's just a static.
Yeah.
Part on the pilings and everything, I mean,
Yeah.
you can see. With the existing ones,
Mhm.
it will feel
Yeah.
wallered out a little bit.
Right.
But on the floating dock, maybe it has some. Or some give, yeah, like it's not fixed to the.
But, yeah, nice to stop it before. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, we'll secure the water, no later than October 15th. And that's, of course, it'd get a cold snap tomorrow when, you know,
Coming
to zero,
up.
but, yeah.
More water.
Like I said, Dr. Calvin, he's doing seals and stuff like that. Making arrangements for the expo. One thing I don't have, we just pulled the North Rand dock yesterday, pulled the 2 sections up. So pulled that out. 11.5, what's that?
Nice big tide.
Yeah. 11.5 hours security details for Sampson offload, monthly invoices. Increased travel lift, wheel bearings, wire rope, installed new audible alarm. And then, that audible alarm just tells us we're getting at our max weight on the travel lift, so. And then, delivered 1,600 gallons of used oil to the shop and received 1,100 gallons used oil.
And it. Well, they're not there yet, but how are we keeping up on the used oil? Is the city taking enough? Or are we still shipping some out?
So we shipped out 4,400 gallons, something like that, this summer.
Only 4,400. That's
So-
better than other times.
Yeah, no, we, if we only, I mean, I'd rather ship out none, but if we didn't ship out half of what we used to. You know, at $23,000 for 4,400 gallons to ship out, and
It was 23,000, but it was
yeah,
4,400.
right around that 20 something, by the time figuring shipping and everything, about 23. You know, send it to Anchorage, so.
Is there any way that we could put that into I know people have waste oil burners for their shops and whatnot, it has to go through
The problem is we ran into this when Ocean Beauty switched over and did their blast freeze or whatever. We used to give them just about all our used oil, and then EPA came down and kind of inspected it, well, what are you doing here? So if we just use it within the entities of the city itself, like the city shop or the refuse department, we can just bring it to them. But if we go to anyone outside of that, they have to test it, and they want every 55-gallon drum tested.
Oh, wow.
So it's,
So it gets very expensive.
it's the generator. So if you're the generator, even though the city of Cordova, it's individual people that are putting it in there. Like if you fished for Ocean Beauty, then they could take your oil and you could say that they were the generator, you know, kind of.
Yeah.
But since it goes through the city, then the city can use it because they're the generator, but they can't even give it away.
Yeah, I would love to, I mean, I'd love to sit there
To
and
somebody else.
fill your tank up, but yeah,
But that was the beauty of if we had the building.
Yeah.
Then we'd have a way to secondarily process it and room for a waste oil burner in there and. I mean,
then we just leave the doors open.
Yeah. right.
yeah, or even then you could, I
Yeah.
mean, there's not much of a reach to sell, you know, hot water. Yeah, you know, that's. no
Yeah,
problem.
so we just, yeah, we looked at it, they wanted
Heat
it,
the pool, you know?
you know, EPA wanted. It shipped down to like California, and it was like $1,000 for every test, and it was like, well, what happens when it comes back from?
Yeah.
$1,000 55-gallon drum doesn't make sense, you know? Yeah, so.
Now, people stole it.
Right.
City
No.
didn't necessarily have to
Let's
stop
not get
it.
into that, we still have to account where it goes, we have to log it all, so.
But I guess it's for my own thing, you know, it's starting to make sense for me to put my waste oil in a 55-gallon drum on deck, and then I can give it to someone. Exactly, so I guess there's an advantage in that, you know, I mean, all this generate boats, so that was.
Yeah.
That's good to know.
Yeah, antifreeze said that, I mean,
Yeah.
we shipped out 3,300 gallons, and that was right around 20,000 by the time shipping it and shipped to Anchorage. Yeah, luckily, we only ship out antifreeze every couple of years. So,
You weren't selling fuel to a bunch of people with picky electronic diesels, you could just put your oil change right into bad lubricity and burn it, and your engine would love it, it'd have no problem.
Okay.
Interesting. Okay, well, that is a segue, I guess. So, thanks, Tony, and our master report. That brings us to the, 2026 harbor operating budget. So this is just a discussion, we're not.
yeah, I mean, if you think of things you wanna do or whatever, let me know, and I'll pencil them in and look at it.
Passing anything, we're just looking through.
Recommendations. So everything in yellow is stuff that we can change. And then the other stuff, we can't, like personnel and all, insurance and all that, we have no control of that.
What's going on with fuel oil workers, where we're budgeting 154, but we're getting 0?
It goes to a separate account. So it doesn't go into the harbor earnings account. So it's not supposed to be, taxed by the city per se, the administrative fee. Cause it's to pay the bond and everything.
So it just goes away.
Yeah, well, I hope not.
I mean,
Yeah, it
it goes towards
goes
that,
towards the loans and the bond,
but we don't collect it in our actual. Okay.
not in there. I think there wasn't at one point, I think what this year, if they put it back in an actual separate line, but it's supposed to be separate from the actual revenue of the budget.
Anything strike you as something you wanted to discuss or thought was interesting?
No, I think, I mean, these numbers aren't, of course, at the end of aren't to the end of the year. Right now, we've covered our expenses. Well, we've got that covered right now, so our expenses are covered. If we covered completely the revenue or got to our revenue goal, but we've covered our expenses, which is, I mean, that is the biggest part, that we at least cover the expenses. And the fuel warfare on that, so now, instead of just collecting 154, it's actually 120 is what we really think we collect.
120.
120, but the city also implemented another 3 cent per gallon wharfage fee and then realized that they couldn't do it. So they put it back, gave it back to the harbor, so we're collecting another 120. Theoretically,
Another 120, so like 240.
yeah,
That's a big lump.
it helps.
It helps.
Helps pay the debt
Helps.
and everything.
Yeah, no.
You know.
that's fair. And does this,
Looks like our monthly slip fees, people have went with that as opposed to daily. Is the budget was way over? I mean, we're getting more slip fees on the monthly end than the daily, it looks like.
The estimated was 23 and.
Yeah.
Closer to 100.
But then the daily went down. So is that people just doing the math and saying, I want it for a month?
Brandy, you probably can answer that a little bit better on.
I think it's that, it's also, I think we lost some of our annual stalls, I had a lot of people opt for that.
for the monthly,
And then some of the bigger boats, like the Majestic and the Genesee, because we had the bigger stalls, they just came in and paid monthly this year, knowing they were gonna have space. And I had some sailboats, I think that came in and did that this year too. And that was just because we had a lot more 60-footers.
is it nice having slips? People come in?
Yeah, instead of arguing, no, you just have to, we're like, oh, fine, take H-45, you know, I got plenty.
Go park somewhere, here's it. Yeah, no, we got a lot of,
But we also have extras that are just.
We can also-
come back either.
yeah. Oh, that didn't come back
Yeah, I mean,
after
that, H-float's pretty empty,
Mm,
you know, I mean, in the summer, it's still,
Yeah, I had a lot of outpickers too, but
and we did move some over into the longer stalls, I think, a few. But not too many, but yeah.
Interesting. So,
But you know, we still got 3 months basically of stuff going on, we'll probably get a whole much more daily or
get some more
monthly.
polls.
yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Bus
yeah, we got-
polls, that'll help.
whole bunch. Yeah,
Good.
we were at, I think, 81. After we did Ryan's boat, so we 81, we got another 2 this week's filled up. And then next week, we already have people scheduled for next week too, so, yeah, we'll be at least in the 90 mark. So,
Did the last Pacific come out?
Yes,
I
it
just
did.
saw 'em leave the harbor, I was there. Mud Bay scheduled?
yeah, they're scheduled to come out, yeah. Copper River Barge is scheduled. Yeah. But yeah, when they put the travel lift in place, they looked at, we had to do 75 lifts a year to break even on the payments for that, so.
Mm,
So our insurance, or there's a line item insurance
Mhm.
that's been running like 160, 180, 200, 210, kind of like time firms and then zero.
It hasn't
We
come out to what it
haven't paid
is,
yet,
right,
and we're expecting it to be somewhere between 230 and 210.
that's what we hope.
Do we have anything else on this? Anything you guys, Randy, Tony, anything else that strikes you that you wanna
Well, no, I mean, I think
highlight or? talk about?
well, I guess, I mean, it's kind of the fee schedule side of things, but I do worry about raising rates. I mean, no one actually knows until it actually happens where that breaking point is. But I can tell you, we've seen it in the last few years of some of the people kind of like, well, I'm not gonna get a stall. You know, and whether we make it up in the annual, I mean, the monthly or the daily. sooner or later, there's a breaking point where they're like, well, I only fish here for the first 2 weeks or whatever, you know, and then I'm over on the other side. And to an extent, it doesn't make sense a lot of times to have one all the time. It's a nice convenience. But, you know, we've seen a few rec boaters that it kind of looks like that's kind of their idea due to the expense of living in Cordova or whatever, like, well, maybe I'll just pull my boat, or maybe I won't. And gaining that other 3 cents per gallon, 120, that's already going, that the fishermen, I mean, everyone's paying, the fishermen are a huge part of paying that. Or the boaters in general.
Trailer boats are becoming more popular and actually more capable
Yeah.
too, you know, than
Yeah.
this.
We got more sailboats too, they don't burn as much fuel. So I mean, I don't know if I'll get that past my boss, but. I mean, I don't know, it just, nothing gets cheaper, but. People don't show up, it's hard to do what you wanna do.
How much did it go up last year? It went up
I think it
5,
was a 5, but.
I believe it was 5, and plus we had we still had the 3 cents, but. I don't know how you guys feel about it, I mean, you guys are the users of the harbor too, so I mean, of course, no one wants to pay more,
Right.
but. I mean, I don't know what your thoughts are on.
Well, let's talk about the fee schedule then.
Okay. Yeah, cause I mean, it kind of, it's part of this,
Right,
without the fee schedule, we don't have anything.
so, so what is this in front of us, the proposed,
This is the current year,
this is current,
right now, yep. The last time I checked, like our annual mortgage. We're not even $2 cheaper than Valdez. Granted, I know Valdez has a bunch of money that comes in there and everything else. Whittier, of course, the like most expensive harbor in Alaska.
no, flip side,
Well,
just a little bit higher.
right, but I mean, they're,
250,000 for a slip, it's like a condo.
Yeah, they're
You buy
condo.
your slip and
plus like,
then you pay maintenance fees.
yeah, you got HOA and you pay property tax.
And you pay property
Yep.
tax on that, yeah, I was surprised, I was like,
where is that at?
it's the one just towards the tunnel from the Whittier Harbor. It's in Whittier. It's called Cliffside Marina, it's a
Privately owned.
It's a private development.
Wow.
Yeah.
And it just gets blasted, I mean, Whittier's a tough spot, but
Yeah.
yeah, that spot is really tough. But I was surprised, I was like, oh, that's. But,
Is it as simple as with I mean, will we make the budget what we need without raising the rates? At this proposed budget?
I don't see why not. We just, that 120 just came in, so that's saves us on roughly 120 is the estimate of fuel wharfage that will have paid those loans we have. So, I mean, adding that 3 cents a gallon is kind of like going up, you know, almost 10% on annual mortgage, so, but yeah,
wow, well, that's.
you know, because we're a million.
10%. I'm sorry, we're already past public comment period.
So, because our annual
I haven't-
mortgage is $1 million. Something, so, yeah.
I mean, it seems that if we're just raising it for just in case each year seems like something that might, I mean, it doesn't seem necessary.
Well, we kind of needed to raise it last year in order to be.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, I'm with you, it doesn't need to go up, I mean, there's. So many things that are going up, it would be refreshing to have something that's up.
Or if it is something that we do see it needing to go up each year. You know, personally, my insurance didn't go up last year. It went up years
Oh,
prior,
yeah.
but it just kind of paused last year. Hopefully it's that way this year. We'll see, or this coming year,
Right.
but you know, rather than. I don't want people to get used to the idea of everything going up 5% a year.
Mhm.
If it does need to go up, maybe split in 2.5% a year and just kind of keep up with the, whatever inflation things, cost of things.
Mhm.
But if we can skip a year and do 5 every other year, or whatever we need to do, we kind of. If it's not too much of a shell game, I think I prefer to do that. If we can afford to raise it.
Is there any other fees besides the vessel fees, like the annual? Is there any others that you guys have, that have stood out that said, oh, that's low or that's high or?
Well, I think we need to look at raising like our employee staff time. And overtime.
What's your employee stuff?
It's 90. We don't gain a lot from that, but I do think it just takes away from other jobs, you know, you're trying to make that up, and now you're paying an overtime to get something else done, you know, so.
And that staff time, what is that for? When does that come into play?
A lot of times, Sampson, we're doing down there, we're doing, security or whatever, but if we gotta help people do stuff down here, if someone needs, for some reason, tie up the boat or whatever. You know, so, and then if we can show that it's not our issue, like with pedestals, if they're burning them up. You know, if we know who did it, then that becomes where it falls into, so.
If you have to respond to a vote and you go down and.
Yeah.
Have to do
Yeah,
more
we-
than just put another line on or something like that,
Yes.
you guys keep track of that.
Yeah, we
right?
do keep track of that too, so yeah.
That does seem reasonable, but it's somebody else's fault. You know, like, you screwed up and we're here to.
Mhm. Yeah.
So
Yeah,
that
if it's
seems
more than like
reasonable.
flicking the switch or, you know, like I said, tighten the line up once, you know, not a big deal, but.
Yeah, and I mean, especially like as far as the Samsung security stuff too, I know shipping costs going up significantly too, it's like. So they're raising their rates, that I don't think it's gonna affect them a whole lot.
No, and you know, it's a lot of time, you know, especially when they're there for 8, 10 hours, we've got 2 people switching out, 3 maybe. No other projects are getting done.
Yeah, and then, you end up having to, maybe depending on how important a project is, paying that person some overtime to come and do.
Yeah, and a lot of times we do, because if it's on a weekend, we
Yeah,
only have
so-
one person on duty, so yeah.
Yeah, that does seem like one you wanna make sure you're getting your value out of it. Those times.
Why do fuel surcharges go up as the price of fuel goes down? I didn't quite figured that out.
Just because their stuff shipped at like a 22% fuel surcharge just for Amazon, it's crazy.
But the cost didn't go down here,
Well, it did,
and then it went back.
Yeah.
$4.99.
Yeah, it's back up again now.
Oh, yeah.
went down where they're buying
Yeah. Yeah, that was one I was looking at, and
it. Okay, so what would you propose that be?
I just would go with the standard 5%, and you know, I don't think we need to get carried away with
So
it.
it's like 150?
Yeah.
That seems
I mean,
totally reasonable.
yeah, I don't think it's a.
Launch ramps, we can
A decent amount.
get people
Yeah.
to actually.
We sold a few of those 2-week permits, worked out for some people that just show up with one go hunting or something like that. Um,
And how do you feel the wharfages have been working out? I know we had the last special meeting was on the city dock. And we've got one kind of steady leasee, what do we call them, leasee out at the end of the city dock, 60 North,
mhm.
and then Cam 2 leases
Yeah, they do a dock use agreement for the fishing season.
for that,
Yeah,
for a
the
service
loading,
dock.
yeah, loading dock, yeah.
Northville loading dock.
Yeah.
Do we have any others that are,
The only thing we do,
okay, and then the other is just as people need it,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
you're gonna go and
Yeah.
tie up for the night
Yeah,
there.
so, you know, dock use is more of a separate thing, that's Cam 260, because they get 100 feet and they, as you guys know, they use it. You know, so it's not just tying a boat up there, it's forklifts and all that, so. So I was gonna go up down 5 on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, you know. There's. I think we were all. Hinting at it last time, there's some point where we have a business. That grows and we want them to be able to start and grow, but then we want them to be able to. Go on their own and have their own facilities and move forward and. Leave that. Municipal facility open for other businesses to grow.
Who's, with the wharfage, does that sort of pencil out, because in the use of both those processors using city dock. It becomes sort of a imbalanced, there's more damage that's getting done, right?
Yeah.
So does that break even? Is it still the harbor on top with it, or it would be hard to figure out, I'm sure, but.
We've taken quite a bit in the dockage, I don't remember exactly what it was,
I mean, essentially every
Wharfage,
fish tote is seven.
yeah, so.
$52,000, is that? For that?
That's no,
It's not for that, so.
so, Brandy, is it separated or not?
It's not,
Okay.
no, because. Wharfage is gonna include our fish and our
Right.
oil and our Samson stuff, so, and then if you look at just dockage, also it's not broke down between the canneries, so.
But you know, we put. What did we put into that dock, 100 and something thousand, 150,000 a few years ago, handful of years ago now.
I know,
Yeah, I mean,
Forklift's
I-
working hard, to
Yeah.
tear things up. Yeah.
But you know, if we figure if you paid 10 grand on that every year, you know, 40,000 every 10 years. I looked at it one day, I don't remember the numbers, but it penciled out where, I mean, it covers it a little bit more, so by the time you figure all that. Would it be nice if it just wasn't happening here? You know, I mean, it wasn't wearing the dock out or anything, but.
And the Forest Service doesn't have any beef with all the fish totes in front of their doors or anything? They haven't said anything?
No, they haven't.
Oh, they do. It's just, I'm looking at it, go, they pretty much blocked everything off here.
Every once in a while, you gotta go in and let them know that, hey, you move over to at least in front of that one door. The Forest Service, as long as they can get in there, it's not a big deal, but you gotta be able to get in there. I mean, but they don't technically own the dock, they own the
Right.
building, you know, but yeah.
Right,
But
but.
Cam 2 also doesn't own the dock.
Right.
They don't have, you know, they're not the only ones allowed to be using it. So,
Right.
yes. So yeah, every once in a while, gotta, especially if they get new people, and you gotta go in and be like, hey, gotta share. So, yeah.
Yeah, I would, certainly wouldn't be opposed to, increase. It seems like it's, it kind of brings up the Penny's, comment for the drive down at the, you know, when you got that constant scrubbing across those wet wooden docks, they really.
That ramps with that in, have you driven a trailer down there?
You know what?
Try not to drive trailers down there, but I use it
It's meant for that.
3-4 times a day,
Drive
but,
down dock,
or 3-4 times a week.
trailers down, let them sands and
But
stuff.
it's not
Even
meant
a
for
box
every
truck.
trailer.
Yeah, box truck, that's the lumber.
I was in Valdez a month ago. When I went down to Valdez,
It's not great.
I walked down on their drive down, and it looks exactly like ours.
Yeah,
And they have a longer approach and everything, and yeah, it's just. I don't know if you can, just cause you gotta have the pads and everything that slides on, you're not gonna get, I mean, unless you extend that ramp way, way
I would
out.
try to encourage trailers to go to the 3-stage. Cause I see some of them just, they hit it again and again, you're, oh, you see the wood fly, you're like, what are you
Yeah, the
doing?
only way to really do anything would be to have a router to set that something in there, cause if you left it up, they're gonna catch it one way or another and rip it out, cause that transition plate has to slide smoothly all the way to the very end of that. So.
Or you just make it so gnarly. It's sort of like your rocks that people are parking, you know, it's like, no one's gonna go up too close, cause they're gonna leave a mark.
I don't know when that was being built, how the structural beams are underneath that dock, but you probably just need to figure out a way to repair just that section
Yeah.
where trails, cause it's, that wood's your wear point.
Right.
Instead of putting UHMW down, you're gonna wear through that wood who knows how we.
Yeah.
Steel plate,
Steel, it would slide,
yeah,
I mean. Steel would, we could put a steel
it's,
plate in there.
Right, the corrosion issues over time, too, you might have to replace a little bit less than the wood, but you know, some treated planks might be cheaper
Yeah.
easier to pull up and replace too.
Yeah, then
The other thing is that they were going the same direction as the trailers instead of cross it, it would.
So with
back.
the grade, you don't
Yeah.
kind of square up, replace it, maybe you could orient the.
90
grade.
degrees,
pull
yeah.
all the decking up and try that.
right.
And turn the dock.
But, but I can see,
Yeah.
I could see having some sort of wear surface that's 90 degrees, but. It would,
I bet though, like you said, if we just looked at that structure.
And just see where you could cut a section of it out
We
every
can
couple of
replace that
years.
every
and then
5,
you
10,
have to cut
whatever.
out.
I mean, we'll see after this, just the first year and it's gotten beat out, but
Also encouraging people to get a decked over trailer maybe, you know?
yeah, having,
When you're buying a trailer, and people are gonna run with the dock.
oh, yeah, yeah.
right until the wheels fall off.
Yeah, I mean, they're not gonna run out by a brand new
Yeah.
expensive trailer, but yeah.
But,
Good thing and.
but some of those beaver tails and some of those other, they're just designed to drive on easy and they just don't work out. It's, you see them, it's like. Yeah, could mount little wheels back there.
To drive
Yeah.
down dock, yeah.
Like wheelie bars on the back, so
get used by the fleet.
Yeah.
Could be
We
used
know
by
what
the
kind of
fleet, but-
equipment the fleet uses.
But you
I
gotta,
don't know, we're too surprised at all it's happening.
Yeah,
I think with being the first summer on it too, a lot of
So
people that
Jesse
have
said that
taken
they're-
trailers down there,
they're
may not
boxed
take
or-
them down there again.
right.
And then
yeah.
starts.
Just gotta try it out and see if it works. If you get almost hung up on it, you're probably not gonna
Yeah.
try
But I've
it.
seen people that's got
they
the,
would.
the car carrier ones and
That's probably
Yeah.
what's driving.
they were like, yeah,
Yeah.
coming down there, or was it Ryan that was saying it works better
What's the
lower water, somebody, I think,
Like
Zeke
down-
Brown
I'd say
said
down
down
there,
there,
you know.
I
lower
had
water,
something
which
that
is
should
kind of
go down there.
Right.
Go down there.
pinch point.
Yeah.
And I was just thinking, when we load on the
Well, it's
trailer,
at certain tides, I think.
sometimes when
I think it's actually better. on the lower
24 foot
tides.
trailer I brought on the
Right.
ferry, they
Flatten
got
out a little
dunnage
bit.
and stuff that they use there,
Nice.
kind of, you know. So you're not bottoming out there, but it's just yeah, I mean, we don't have a crew that's gonna put dunnage down. So, yeah, it does seem like.
Right, like if you're loading a landing craft, you
Yeah.
run out and throw some stuff so nothing hits, but yeah, nobody does that. They back up and hit it harder.
Hit it with speed.
Just screw down a couple pieces of plywood and
Yeah,
change them every 3 months.
yeah.
It's
$100 fixed.
possible. You'd have to
Be the cheapest option.
go up underneath that or, you know, to keep it from getting scrubbed off, but.
Or just get dug down a couple inches and the trails just start clearing.
Yeah.
Instead of breaking it in.
Something's gonna happen.
Well, that's another reason to make sure you're keeping it.
Right, yeah.
Reasonable enough where you know, you're not just barely making expensive, cause it's expensive, cause you're, just in case, you know. There's a lot of wear points like that around the harbor, you know, like you're saying, the people nosing their boats up and the power against their stall, you know, there's a lot of wear points in the harbor that's good to.
Yeah.
We don't wanna, it's a nice new harbor, you want to keep it looking that way as long as possible.
Right,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know Ryan was there, Simon told me, I wasn't there, but the drive down float got some big kudos for the working waterfront group,
Right.
people just saying how much more efficient it made their. Whether it was direct marketing or what, all their businesses, just people love that.
Yeah, it's a really amazing thing to have, for sure.
Yeah, definitely gets a lot of use. There's a couple times I've seen there, probably 5 boats there, cars all over it, and
Starting to see more cars parked there, just seeming to go park there. Like, right, guys, have a reason to be down here. Yeah, but yeah, it's definitely a.
I think some will just kind of looky loose, because they just realize like, oh, you can actually drive down on here, and they're like, you've not been in the other harbors, you didn't know you could actually drive on the floating dock, so yeah.
You said a few months ago that you were working on security camera for down there, just for keeping an eye on the cranes.
Yeah, we have the cameras, which is, Genie left, so we're gonna have to borrow them, because I don't think we're gonna get anyone right away for this winter to get it up and running, but, yeah, so we do have that, and we have a spare one, well, not spare, an extra one to put down the shipyard still, but we have them both, so.
Is there any plans in the future to get more to cover more of the harbor?
Yeah, over time, we'll, add to our system, it's a, Bokita or whatever system, and you can just keep adding to them, so, yeah.
What about, the vessel storage?
Mm-hmm.
So, we go up to 12 months, and we're at $3 a foot. And then as soon as you hit that first year, it goes up $13 a foot. And I know that it's to avoid derelicts being left in the shipyard. But I almost feel like, and I'm just wondering what you guys think about this and stuff, like, we're almost creating derelicts. Like, doing that because the cost is so expensive. That someone that might fix up a boat within like 2 or 3 years. After the first year is just like, whoa. I can't afford this, and then they start missing payments and stuff, because it gets so much bigger so quickly.
Are we short of space?
I would say most
Got
of the,
some derelicts down, but derelicts are expensive too to get rid of.
Oh, yeah.
Like when someone decides to leave that boat, it's like
One.
15 grand a boat for
Yeah,
us
yeah.
to share to take it away.
The full moon.
It's not a cheap,
well, like, they have, but I mean,
it would be way cooler if someone just kept.
They work
on
on
it
it.
for 5 years. Right. Yeah, it was some kind of revenue, if it's true, it's in the back corner, just way up a little bit. Instead of being like,
Yeah,
oh,
the only one
that'll
that
be
really needs to
okay.
be switched is,
Sure.
Yeah.
Power source to all those things.
but we have several that are taking up space that we
Does that,
can't
it's like
reclaim.
30 to 20 grand per month to get rid of them. I mean, I love, I mean, it's the pain, and then just probably 2 or 3 down there that are.
well,
The
the
NBA.
Engedi's the only one that hasn't paid in a long time. The others have paid,
Steal that?
I'll pay on that one.
That's just ours now.
Yeah.
They're only paying for a third.
Yeah, they're paying as much as they paid.
They started there.
Yeah, they're paying as much as they paid 20 years ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Engedi is the only one that has not paid in a long time. I know that the Captain's Choice has been, but they're looking at tearing it apart.
Yeah, because that's hard to maintain.
Well, they don't have, they can't put it in the harbor, doesn't run, doesn't do anything like that, and they just. Yeah,
With something like, I mean, so the harbor's not necessarily making any money on this $13 a foot, it's like, if I'm hearing.
No, actually,
Yeah.
I think we're doing, we have the Canaks down there, the Dalmatia's down there. The Edie Marie's been down there for years on that rate. We actually doing quite a bit, people that are paying that rate.
13 a foot.
oh yeah, that's the more,
It's like
Thank God it's
6,000 a year.
yeah, it's a lot of, there's a lot of money, but yeah, the more, there's another
I
one
think
that,
this Ocean Point's been down there for
yeah,
years.
Ocean Point, and then a
Weather's
few-
boat is down
Yeah,
there,
that's-
Weather's boat is down there
Yeah.
for that thing.
and then even the
Oh, yeah, that's.
houseboat, they sat there for a couple months within that range, yeah. I mean, yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I guess we can't, in an effort to standardize, it'd be difficult to have a case by case basis, we need to have it pretty.
Oh, yeah.
straight.
yeah,
I do it like in between,
Yeah,
like year 0 to 1 is the normal rate, and then like 1 to 3 years.
right,
Something or 2, or the second year even, doubles maybe. Like
yeah,
10 times as much. After 1 year.
yeah, that is, I mean, I hear what you're saying, it's surprising that people
Yeah.
are paying that, I mean, that's a big jump.
Yeah, I mean, you wanna make sure you've got enough money, it's creating enough money so you can handle the derelict boats.
That's what I was just gonna say, another thing is that.
You also wanna get, there are some people down there that just have boats that have been out of the water for a couple of years and they're trying, you know, they're listed for sale, they're just not moving, they're not derelicts trying to means too, that you don't wanna have it anywhere,
Or
like you
someone's
said.
already working on the boat.
Yeah, you don't wanna have
Couple of
everything,
those, it's not like,
Just
that. You
give
gotta go
up.
case by case, obviously, that's,
the harbor's not trying to
slippery slope, but.
get those ownership of those boats for sure.
No,
it's not.
No, we don't want any of
You
them.
can't fix them,
Mhm,
you're
Yeah,
trying to actually fix one.
yeah,
And
that
then
is
it might make it so, okay,
fair
one
balance.
decides it's not worth it. That kind of sucks too.
Well, I like the idea of having, I think when we made this up, I remember the discussion was, we were worried about space.
Yeah.
We are to a certain extent, always
Yeah.
worried about
Yeah,
space,
the
but,
thought was to keep people moving and not be a forever,
but.
Yeah.
But we're not that short, and now that we're past the harbor rebuild, we're probably not gonna.
yeah, I mean, it would be nice, if some of these boats moved for others to get in there, but you know, like I said, they are paying, it's not 100% working the way we had hoped.
Right, but other people are moving because they don't wanna, they're realizing, oh, I could finish this project, so, yeah, so, but what about I graduated where there's 12 months and then, I don't know, 12 to 36, like I'm was saying, 3 years, give them a couple more where it's double, and then it doubles again.
But if there's no maintenance being done, the amount it can deteriorate in 2 years.
I guess my other question would be, so what do you do with the ones already down there? We go back.
Well, they're all over 36 months, right? That's what I was thinking, that I like the 3 years, cause who's not over 36
Kind
months?
of restart those.
So, and he's actively working on it, but I've seen him down there every couple of days, that's what made me kind of think about it a little more, it's like, man, he's trying hard to. Get the boat, but I think he's still in his first year,
Who's that?
the thing talking to him.
Harrison,
He's
Should
just
be.
about to hit 1 year, probably.
just about.
Or.
I'd have to look, I don't know
in the next
100%.
couple. He's not at a year yet, since.
He told me he got in
legally owned
August.
the boat, right, because that was last fall. But stuff like that, where if someone's actually trying to do it. But it just takes time, it's hard to fix up a boat. I don't know, just an idea, yeah.
Yeah, I would be in favor of that, Jeff.
Even if it's okay for next year.
Yeah.
24,
24 to 30, do it.
double it at the total
Correct.
24, and then after that,
Graduate.
triple it, take the over 12 months up to 15 going, but, you know. Doing anything after 2 years, then kick rocks.
This could go sit in your own yard if the travelers could get there. But,
I guess we could, if it's not too much of a pain, to do the math and see who would fall into that category. And see where we're at and sort of give a reset with that tiered system. 0 to 12, 12, 24, 20. Outside of that realm, see if anybody would get thrown under the bus.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's in the 12 to 24 right now. The other guys are over that, aren't they? Like the American.
So we gave the first year free,
Yeah.
so the Canac
That doesn't count at all.
and the Dalmatia, the ones that came out, and the Jackal, I think,
Moor.
was still, and the more,
And
they're in that between the 12 and
Next
24.
year too, right now, right, because they would have hauled out in the fall for the harbor project.
Yeah, we didn't charge them that first year,
Right.
yeah, so they.
we could have delayed implementation too, but a lot of people, it's coming up,
It's just a couple of those to deal with in general, but
But I mean, there's several down there that, well, like the Canac and Dalmatia, they're not down there for maintenance, they're just long-term storage.
yeah,
We
Matt
weren't
needs
meant-
to move, he's in our spot. He's
But we
been down
weren't
there in 3
Meant
years.
to be super long-term storage.
I thought needs to move. For sure.
But I will say that, would rather have like a boat like the Sea Hunter on land than watching the numbers, and going. still, because, I mean, it's just a matter of time and it will sink. Nothing is being done to
We
it.
have hauled it once because,
Mhm.
Right.
and then you gotta go
And he's
again.
just tied it up and left, you know, so like, I don't want it to be overly restricted. It's easier to clean up a boat on the hard
Oh, yeah, no, I agree.
than it is in the water.
That's why there's a single grab, we're holding about.
Cost, and I was like, well, if they
Yeah.
sink, it's real expensive, so. Anyways, just a thought, and where. That slip fees are being paid, is Jimmy still on that,
Jimmy,
Barry,
oh, yes,
Yes.
James, yeah.
James?
Yeah.
On the books,
Hard to get a hold of him, I get to talk to his mother.
It's impossible.
his mother is his babysitter.
Yes, I know. I think only once I've ever talked to him.
Mhm.
Checks with the credit card is usually yours.
Hmm. Okay,
So I need to try calling him again, because he does need to go.
yeah, once a desirable word for crab. So. Well,
Yeah,
can
another
we
thing-
get more on that?
Another thing they do too, I don't, and I know this won't be like super popular with a ton of people, but you know, like the Kanak, for instance, and other boats. In most shipyards, if you're in a location that's called like active work
Mhm.
area,
Oh, yeah.
where you have access to power, you pay a little bit more. And then it makes the guy think twice about like, do I actually need power? Cause everyone's like, oh yeah, I want power. And they haul the boat out and they plug in for like a day or two.
Then they find out how much it costs to plug in.
Yeah, and then they don't use power the whole time, and then that boat's just sitting there, never plugged in, like the Azure Dream, I've never seen that boat plugged in.
No.
And they're always in a power spot. Which we're pretty limited on real quick.
That is our limit.
There's like half the boats that are in power spots actually use power. Ever.
We only. And I do understand, because I know other places do it, you're right. Is that, so if we fill up all the other places. And then someone still wants to go out that doesn't need power, you still charge them that extra, you know.
Well.
I mean, I understand where you're coming from, 100%.
It's, there's more to it.
Yeah, I mean, there's,
Just
I mean,
something to think about,
there's 8
to try to,
rates,
like-
and there's a lot of things that bigger shipyards definitely do.
Figure out
Yeah.
what we can do to motivate
But
these guys that sit
That
on
doesn't matter.
power and then just never use the
Mhm.
power ever.
Valdez has the,
Well, these work crazy rate in their work area.
yeah, so their work area is
5
But
times
it's-
as much per month, it's wild.
paved and it's got a good system
For
for,
all fees are cheap.
Yeah,
yeah,
but they don't have as much space either.
Right,
That's probably why they try to move stuff around. I wouldn't want it to be like a big difference or anything, or try to put power in trouble, but. Just trying to think of a way to like.
Rotate
Motivate some
people out
of
of
these
those
people not to
jobs.
say they need power if they don't actually. Really need power. How much? Just using it for like 5 days for the whole winter. Fire a blower generator or something, I mean, come on, man.
I wasn't looking at changing like traveler rates. I mean. You look at everyone else, we are definitely expensive, I mean. There's a reason Dave Jenker goes to the Saudis.
oh, yeah, like, he used to live there, he likes it.
Right.
Take good care of him.
Okay. Even the drive down at what it's at.
So how has that been working, since we're talking about the drive down, $50 an hour after 2 hours for annual slip loaders, 50 hour for transients?
Is there many people using it over 2 hours?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you can't catch everyone, I mean, you know, if they're tied there in the middle of the night, you know, until we have a camera, and then
Right.
of course you have to go through it all the time. But I mean, can't remember who it was, not the Neptune. He ripped up his net, and he's down there rebuilding the whole thing. Yeah, and I was like, guys went down there and said, hey, you know, after 2 hours, he's like, I don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's the best,
it works for him, and he, you know, is that or not make
it's
money.
available.
Yeah, so, yeah,
House doing business.
yeah, so. You know,
Actually, a pretty freaking good deal.
Yeah.
You think about it, what it costs you to get an employee for an hour, you know, it's
I
like.
mean,
Yeah.
yeah, I've only had a couple people say, but for the most part, yeah, people like, I know.
It's gonna get busier. This year was the first year that, you know, that people were really tuning in, like, oh, man.
But we didn't seem to have a whole bunch of people just living on it like it was transient dock.
Right,
No, no,
Yeah.
and I like the red zone, I mean, though, that there's, of course, our usual suspects, like crowded, so. Only half of their boat is in the red zone, you know, like, but if you're gonna put a big boat over on that third
Mhm.
side, you need to have that clear, cause
Yeah.
That's,
you're not gonna make it, you know.
Yeah, if you were the other day, I wouldn't have been able to get there with Ben there.
But yeah, he was right,
right
it's
at it.
always amazing to, I wonder if we put a sign there, yeah, you're legal, but it's like, do you really need to be right here,
Right.
you know? It's like,
but it has kept people moving, I mean,
Yeah.
there's not been a lot, like I said, there's not been a lot of people just hanging out.
camping.
Yeah, you know, before it was, you know, net central and people just, that became more.
Oh, the airplane float, oh, yeah.
Side question, has anybody used the dump yet?
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
A couple, not,
I think only a couple, but.
yeah, oh, yeah,
Sailboats or,
Do you need to get a crew to come down, or can you go over there and
we go down with the key and just, you know,
turn it
just to
on?
be sure, you know.
Yeah,
I don't wanna go down there and see it in someone's bilge. You
right,
know? Yeah, cause then it gets really bad, but yeah, you know, and there was the thought of charging for it, but if you want people to use it.
Yeah.
You know, and even that's what, other harbors I talked to said that if you charge them anything, they're not gonna use that, so you're better off getting a couple than none, you know?
it'd be kinda nice to have a place where somebody could pull over and suck their bilge out without, you know. No, I'm just saying it'd be nice, because.
I agree, it would be nice,
otherwise,
I do, but
we
yeah.
never-
but you have the truck.
Yeah, pumping it somewhere.
Yeah.
But yeah. Yes, I agree, if we had the infrastructure.
And we do have the trailer.
Right, we
So
have the
you
trailer,
can come
so,
down, and the trailer goes down the drive, or the drive down float, no problem.
I think,
Cause it was always a problem with the tide, because it wouldn't lift
yeah,
very high and. it
yeah,
was kind
yeah,
of-
cause you always had to like, depending on which three-stage dock level we're on the tide, and if it was
Yeah.
on the city dock, it had to be high
Yeah.
tide, and, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's always
so-
a trick.
Yeah, so. Yep,
But that would be, cause that's not, it's not that expensive, I mean, that's reasonable, I thought. Okay, well, we definitely got some things, how do we wanna readdress this? We're just providing some feedback?
yeah, I mean, on the, back to the whole storage thing, I just. Like Walmart rollback days, you know, it's like, lower prices, you. Yeah, I don't,
Well, just adding another section.
what's that?
Just adding another section of the 12 to 24.
Well, we were looking at 12 to
Oh,
24
okay.
being double and then leaving the 12 the same, or going up to 15
Yeah,
or whatever.
After the 24,
Give
wherever you
people
want, like,
two-
you know, I can get out of there.
Your grace year at double. Yeah. Okay, well,
Anything else we're looking at, or?
miscellaneous business, the only thing we had was the drive down boat getting beat up, we talked about that. We're gonna keep an eye on it.
Okay, yeah, keep an eye on it, I can
Good
find out,
ideas.
I can see what else, other harbors, like I said, Valdez look just like ours did, a little bit worse, cause it's older, but.
It
It's
just happens.
yeah, but, I mean, if other harbors have a better idea, you know, then
Maybe
it's fairly
signage
simple.
too, you
What's
know, maybe signage.
that?
Low trailers, need to use the three-stage dock. I don't know about it.
What about how people block themselves in the shipyard,
What part?
like being on drums.
Not allowed.
No.
No, I know.
I saw that, I was
Down
there.
there.
I know.
Hey.
I was gone when that happened.
Blocks from my property that
Yeah.
block themselves.
Yes, that should not be happening, and I need to get a hold of him, because I was gone when that happened, and I was like, what, and that.
Yeah,
Says right in our rules, we do not do barrels whatsoever.
I don't think anyone should be allowed to block themselves if they don't have some kind of halfway
You should have something.
adequate, even if it's just cribbing. I mean, how hard is it to build
Yeah.
2x4 cribbing?
Yeah, I get it like
You
on a,
wanna do it yourself or whatever.
yeah, I get it when it's like a catamaran, they can sit on the keels, that's easy. But yeah,
There's,
Yeah, the
those two
55
boats
gallon
don't
drums.
look good.
no, they need to go.
No, we put a couple stands under them just
Yeah.
for safety, but that's.
We have a couple, I thought-
Anything.
I mentioned to John about if we had ones that would fit, put ours under there.
Yeah, and then they used a ton of your guys' blocks that are kind of meant for emergency
I know.
blocking. You know, they're just under those boats for the winter, because they didn't show up with their own stuff. Yep, and didn't call me. I'm not trying to drum up.
No, that's what I wanted to do is call you.
One of them had called me a while back and I called back, but I never responded and, you know.
Yeah, I'm trying to push them that way, because I'd much rather you do it, or at least,
Yeah, I mean.
But with these
forget to
guys-
Block themselves, but.
Usually in the marina,
yep,
is the marina
not pulling
not
them,
pulling?
not that size anymore.
Oh, smaller ones?
Not
Or
allowing
any?
anybody on their piers anymore,
Yeah.
from what I understand, like they can pick in the yard and move stuff
Yeah,
around, but
that's
they've
it.
shut their piers down.
Ah,
They're looking
okay,
at
so it's the
Carlos.
actual all out.
So Carlos had told all the guys that, oh, I got plenty of blocks, when you go to the shipyard, just come get blocks, and I think they had relied on that, and then our late boats.
Yeah.
All the blocks kind of vanished out of the marina. So it wasn't a typical situation.
Gotcha. But yeah. But yeah, so the marina's not doing anything. So, like I said, the stuff that's in the marina already on the hard, they can move them around and pick them, but yeah, they're not gonna use their piers, they're not. Yeah. And they're not gonna, by the sound, not gonna invest the money to redo their piers or anything, so. So, like, we have a couple stern pickers, other stern pickers in the harbor that never stay in, they usually go to the marina, and they're gonna stay in the harbor.
And so they have quite a few boats on the hard that are.
I don't know if
Need
they
to
do
go-
anymore.
Need to go to the dump or need to go to somewhere.
I don't think they have any more that are intended to go to the water.
Right, yeah.
Right, in regular use, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, it's definitely been eddied out a
I mean,
lot of,
Quickies there, I could go on the water.
yeah.
Are you going to the expo this year?
Wanna go?
I am going.
Oh.
Yeah, can any of the local businesses, like Mayor Peterson's or anything, like, put flyers at
Sure.
our table?
Yeah, I've offered it before, we never really got much.
Okay.
You're gonna go to the shipyard meeting?
When's that?
I don't
Oh,
know.
at the expo?
At the expo, the
Yeah,
guy
yeah.
who does the shipyard for privately owned
Okay.
shipyard stuff. It's not something we can apply for, but gear and different
Yeah.
things, so,
Yeah,
so,
we want the whole thing.
yeah, yeah, I mean,
Then if
flyers, I mean, you got flyers.
If you guys have a booth, then maybe we can set up a little bit with you.
you only charge 80%.
Perfect.
That is the super handy when I look at some of the other ones, is they've got a little fold out for, businesses in.
Bring the services, yeah.
The link up with the Chamber of Commerce. I was gonna say about those in Peterson.
A lot of times Chamber gives us, I go up there and get their stuff from them, so, and we usually do one at least for our rates and stuff like that,
Mhm.
so,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, just a little takeaway.
Yeah.
It's like, that's a huge benefit.
Yeah, so I just pulled points of everything the city has to offer besides just being a haul out.
Yeah.
In harbor.
Yeah, cause I mean, I really would like to turn into a quarter killer truck thing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, it wouldn't be just me going,
Right,
you know, like we get other people, you know, even if the business wanted to go down and sit in the booth and,
yeah.
you know, they pay a little bit, but, you know, city pays a bunch on the booth already, so.
Right.
And kind of split some of them, try to get the chamber to go, I can't, I tried to get, CDFU, all of them, I've tried to get them to go, but. They're always there, I mean, around, there are people there and everything, but, yeah. So I know like most of the harbors, they do it as a citywide, the chamber does it and businesses from them go in there too, so, yeah. But I think we need to advertise for it, because we're not doing a real good job anywhere else. We want businesses and we want people to come, we gotta let them know.
Yeah, I mean, we're in competition,
Yeah,
really, I mean, that's.
All the time,
what it is.
yeah.
And that's the harbor side of Cordova is a big part of what we have done, for sure.
Our audience left. Mission comments and next meeting agenda items. Anybody got anything in their mind that? Regarding this or the next, or?
I
haven't discussed it.
Tony a little bit about, harbor usage, potential corner in the. For possible Cam 2 location in the harbor. And then in speaking to a couple other people. They were under the impression that Audubon. Brett type thing for doing the Cam 2. Construction outside on the Odiak sluice side wasn't a hard no. Like there was some environmental concerns. Were concerned citizens, but it didn't sound like it was a hard no, that was not something that would be pursuable, you know, so I don't know if that's really not anything to do with us, I guess, right? I mean, it's outside of the harbor.
yeah, it's not,
So it's just
yeah, I mean, the council, I mean, I think we all agreed that we supported it, the council supported the idea, and then they got a threat one way or another of lawsuits if they tried to do it out there. But yeah, I don't know. One of the people that supposedly said at the council meeting that they would pursue a lawsuit against what they tried, said that they wouldn't get back down, or said that was not from the Audubon Society or whoever, but that was from them personally.
Right.
So,
Yes,
but I've heard from,
they've softened their stance.
right,
Right.
I haven't heard, and there are rumors, I don't know, but that, others have said it to them, that they would try to. So,
Yeah, boy. That'd be a great thing. It wouldn't actually be that much mud that get moved out of the way to have them have a nice little slot to come and go. They are the whole shell draft fleet of tenders, so.
you do it with a much
Further out
better.
there.
Right, so that's where they were put it though, that.
One,
Yeah.
I guess that was the thing, it's not really even something to bring up here, you can retract that. That just as a clear function, since it isn't, you know.
Yeah.
It was just a bit of information that I heard that Kodiak opportunity might. Isn't a hard no, so that was encouraging.
I mean, I would love if they did, I mean, I think it's a great project for them, it gets them close to their own processor, they don't have to travel. But yeah. Money saved, safety, all that.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
What I did feel when I had a boat in the old harbor over there, when she started using that dock, it wasn't that big of a deal. I liked loading my gear and stuff
Right.
there. And then as she started to buy more and more fish, it became I can't imagine what it's like now. She's got 3 times the tender she did.
Yeah.
Buying hundreds of thousands of pounds,
Yeah.
and not, tens of thousands like she was, so. I mean, she, like you said, we've allowed her to grow and everything, it's kind of spread your wings and get out, but she needs somewhere to do for the opportunity to build a dock, we just.
Yes,
Good to
and she
support
has
that.
procured the land, they
Mhm.
purchased the land and then that is, and I don't know. I mean, I think that to a certain extent. There's some organizations, people that are like against development no matter what, and they're just gonna, even if it's a good idea or relatively less harmful, but I do think that. Time helps, so when an idea is brought up, it kind of, oh shit, and then time goes by and. Not so bad, they could. Use the whole side of the harbor. Yeah, I would really love to see. That. developed in, that seems like we don't have to show shortage in my plot, but I'm,
Yeah, I place different value on mud flats than others too.
Okay, well, send Tony any agenda items to come up with. And we just need one more motion.
Move to adjourn.
Second.
Any opposed? We're adjourned. You guys.
Thank you. Continue.
Yeah, you do too.
Yeah, that's one of the, so.
Miss it off. Like you go into a parking garage and it has that little bar that you hit, plastic bar, like decent pipe you hit it before you go in and hit the concrete.
Yeah.
We have like an obstacle at the front of
Speed bump.
the, you can't go over this, don't go down there.
I mean,
A speed bump would actually be a really good idea.
yeah.
Right, there's that AC, there's the drive down flow, and then there's the pedestrian walkway right there, and a lot of people are holding a lot of speed. Even if it was removable in the winter, because it's really only the summer people that are, I mean, they're just used to driving 45. and
Yeah,
they
both-
go, you know.
Both of the harbors, the parking should be, I mean, 10 miles per hour, because it's trying to back out, you know. At least you got some room in this new harbor over here now, the old
Better.
harbor, you know, you're backing up, and you can't really see until you're out in traffic and people are just flying by and
I agree.
people walking, it's, yeah.
How,
something like that.
This might be possibly an item, but parking on the north side, angle in parking, seems obvious, but a lot of times people are coming in
the other way,
the other way. And so if there's some way to, because it becomes a blind, backing out is blind, and as we know, people are driving fast, so if there'd be a way to really encourage, whether it be signage or paint or whatever, to make sure people are parking the right way. I don't feel like it was always that way. It feels like this year it changed. And just some people coming down the hill parking that way,
direction, yeah.
and then it screws it all up.
yeah.
It takes
so-
up 2 spots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Well,
really
the-
encourage.
The bowl, what do they call those things? The
The bollards or the.
oh, the things that lay down on the ground that
Car
are
stops,
angled, what are they called?
car stops.
Car stops?
I guess
They're kind of expensive to have them all along there, but that gives you the idea that,
Mhm.
oh, you know, like, you're not gonna do that down here without knowing you're being goofy.
Right.
What other things? Stripes, obviously.
Yeah, get in there.
People like to be in the stripes, you know?
Yeah.
It kind of gives them a.
I mean, it could, yeah. could
It helps.
be- Yeah, anything like that, because it becomes a public safety for sure, and I don't know if there's
And
any.
the sign with the angle parking
Yeah.
and have the angles go that way, that might help too, you know, to
Yeah.
kind of remind them.
Yeah,
I always thought of too, if you had just like a one-way where you had to go past fish and game, go straight and then come around the other direction, but you know,
Right.
changing people's habits that have been.
They talked about that at
for
one
me.
time, doing that.
I remember
Yeah,
that.
there was a discussion on it, and yeah, that was not well received at all, so you're just making that longer. Yeah,
Say, if you just get half, 3 people down there, just drive the wrong way on a one-way, it just.
yeah,
yeah, they talked about changing parking, so when you're heading down, you would pull over there, but then you back direct into the other traffic and,
Right.
yeah, so, yeah.
Didn't you see all the arrows? I didn't even see the Indian.
Right.
Uh,
I think I stopped everything. I don't know.
yeah, no, it's kind of, how do you get people to behave nicely and efficiently?
it's just blinders on.
So many people
Yeah.
are just like-
Well, the
They're not even trying to be rude, they're
Yeah.
just like, not even paying attention. Thanks, you guys.
All right, have a good night.
So I noticed you have on one part, I don't know if this was your final.
No.
But you have storage is $3 a foot, and another place you have it $2.95 a foot, and you upped our impound rates from 1,000 to 1,100.
Remember doing that.
Well, I didn't
Yeah.
wanna point it out because you're like, I didn't increase anything.
Yeah, I didn't even, I don't remember doing that. No.
If this is last year, I'm not charging those rates, so.
Yeah, no, that's last year's. Or, well, 25.
I only charge 1,000,
Yeah.
and $295 for it.
Mm-hmm.
And this is 295 here.
Yeah, don't know why.
Maybe it's actually spelled transient.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, I don't remember.
But anyway,
Yeah,
if that's one we're gonna present, we need to fix it,
okay, yeah,
if it wasn't intentional.
awesome.
And I was, quite often you find them afterwards.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
You're just gonna come back with that, right? That we're just gonna not charge people because they should have special extra time to do it. You sign a contract, you have this much time. That's how it works. You can't. No, you can't do it personally yourself in here, you know how to do. Not happening.
They go down there for an hour.
Yeah, when he would come and pay his bill, so he's been out of town for a while.
Yeah.
Which is fine, that's your life, but no, that doesn't fix bills. If you come to dream, if you wanna see the dream, drive through the money.
Great. Yeah. Alright, see you tomorrow.
Dan Jay is still in the marina. It has like half of this cabin. Still a cabin.